guys, today I'm going to be getting a new lizard. I've been planning for this for quite a while. I've been saving up my money for quite a while, and I've been deciding. I was like, well, I'll save up my money and I will decide all while I'm saving. So I've saved up plenty of money for this, which actually I have a little bit extra, so that's great, so I can spend it on mealworms and things. For the lizard, I'm not going to tell y'all what kind it is until I get it. I'm going to keep y'all in suspense, which I know is kind of mean, but it's kind of great to have like a kind of big reveal because it's more fun for me to like reveal it to y'all. It's not going to be some big dramatic explosive thing like some people do, but it's just going to be kind of like, here it is. He's adorable. I'm just kidding. Look at him eyeing this beetle right here. This is Sunny, my leopard gecko. He's almost 2 years old. He's looking at this beetle. This is a mealworm beetle. They're called darkling beetles. The mealworms, they turn into a darkling beetle, which is that right there is darkling beetle. As I was saying, that's Sunny. He's 2.5 years old. He's almost 2 years old. He is a leopard gecko, and he has a really beautiful pattern on him. But I'm really hoping to get a female lizard. I'm not going to tell you what kind it is, but a female lizard, and I'm not sure if it's a male or female. Unfortunately, I called and asked PetSmart, and they were like, we can't really tell. They were like, we'll have to tell when he's older, because I will get him when he's a baby. I keep saying he. I really, really hope it's a she, though, for some various reasons. But I prepared for it, as y'all saw. I prepared for it. I had to refilm the intro because I lost the other intro. So all this is done already, as y'all saw. But I think that's it. I'm going to be getting it tomorrow. It is 8 o'clock, July 10th. I almost said June, but it's July 10th today. I'm going to be getting him tomorrow, probably around lunchtime, maybe 1 o'clock, because my dad is going by PetSmart. He drives right by PetSmart when he has to go into work a couple days in the week. Like, it's kind of dark in our house right now. I don't know why, because it's so light, but it is dark in the hallway. Anyway, I'm in here in our room for a 10-gallon tank. This is really heavy, actually. Okay, I got the nicest looking tank. I'm gonna go get some pine straw now. One thing I thought about, just kind of joking, not really serious or anything. I thought about, like, so, a 10-gallon tank is supposed to go this way. A lot of people are turning it this way and then putting cage clips, which I'm not sure about that. I'm just not really sure about that. I mean, I guess if you had clips, it'd be all right. I mean, it'd kind of be a good idea, like, get a regular 10-gallon tank lid, and then, like, maybe putting, like, duct tape, kind of, and then, what? She's eating a dog treat. We've told her not to eat dog treats before, but, okay, so, I mean, I've heard of people, like, doing the lid, and then duct taping it on, and then keeping it like this for chameleons and everything. I'm not going to do this because I would just be afraid it would tip over, or I'm very paranoid with my reptiles, like, the water thing, very careful about what water they drink, careful about them getting stuck places, or, something in their bedding being wrong or something. So I just want to really feel safe doing this, because I'd be afraid, too, that they might get out somehow, because reptiles are strong. They have a lot of muscles, especially leopard geckos. But here is hit number one. Hit number one. This lizard, it is a lizard, by the way. This lizard is not arboreal. Now, something like this would be for a lizard that's arboreal, meaning they are up in the trees, like anoles, for instance. They love to be in the trees, they love to be in trees. This lizard is not arboreal, meaning they do not like to be in trees. So it's a ground-dwelling reptile, basically. Kind of like leopard gecko right there. His name is Sunny, but sometimes just as a joke I call him leopard gecko because his little face is so cute. He's so serious right now because I haven't fed him in a while. Don't worry, I'm getting mealworms tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to set this up and get the bedding because I want to be all prepared for tomorrow, which is today, and I'm going to get the lizard. So I remembered I cannot use pine straw like I did for leopard gecko. I've had Sunny for about a year and a half. I got him in November of 2021. So soon, I guess, which November is not really soon, but you know, not too long from now, I'll have him 2 years. Anyway, I just remembered I cannot use pine straw because I want to monitor the new lizards' droppings, because you can tell if they have parasites by, for one, appetite changes, you know, and also when you get them, you know, like when you first get a lizard, you know, you're like, I don't really know its appetite plan. So that's not really a way you can tell, but a way you can tell is their droppings. I'm going to make sure it's nice and cushiony for him or her. I'm really hoping it's a her, but I'm not sure. I cannot tell because it is too young. So we're going to use paper towels for now, and I'm going to do a basic setup, a quarantine. So when people, good, responsible reptile owners, which I'm not saying if you guys owned a reptile before and you haven't done this, then I'm not saying y'all guys aren't responsible. I'm really not saying that. I'm just saying that people that know this should do this. Okay, so taking a basic, okay, so say you have a leopard gecko and then you get another lizard, then when you deal with a new lizard, I like to probably make sure it's good for 2 weeks, probably maybe 2 or 3 weeks, just to make sure it's, you know, acting normal, not showing any signs of illness, because if it does, I'm taking it back to the people at the PetSmart, if it does. But I want to make sure that it is healthy before I ever bring it towards Sunny. That's what I named him, Sunny. So I want to make sure that he's good and healthy before I ever bring him close to, or her, I'm hoping it's a her, to Sunny. So I'm doing a very basic quarantine setup. People do this with snakes, any reptiles. And any reptiles they get in the future, I will do this for. Any other reptiles. I'm doing a basic setup, which is going to be a cave, because here's kind of hint number 2. These sleep during the day. So, they are called nocturnal. Now, diurnal, I think it's called diurnal. Diurnal means they sleep during the night, and then they're awake during the day. Kind of like us, we're kind of diurnal, kind of. We sleep during the night, and then we're awake at day. Leopard geckos and a ton of other lizards and snakes can be nocturnal, which means they sleep during the night and awake in the daytime. So this is nocturnal, and they use a cave. They do use a cave. So I do have a cave. Actually, yesterday it was. I redid Sunny's enclosure. This is actually something from my rock tumbler, if y'all remember. I cut holes in it, and he loves standing on top of it, and he does go inside of it on that side. Now that's one thing, like, say I got a piece of something, like, say a cool piece of wood from my new lizard, and then I was like, I want Sunny to use that. When it's already been around my new lizard, I wouldn't want to do that, because that kind of be like cross-contaminating, kind of. I want to keep everything over here, and then say I'm feeding them, I'll like feed him, and then I'll kind of wash my hands and then feed him. Because I do have 2 separate pairs of tongs, so maybe the red one I'll use for the new lizard, and then the metal one I'll use for him, Sunny. Okay, so here is another tip for you guys. I'm going to get a pretty shallow one, I guess, because if he's small, I don't want him to drown, even though he won't drown in something like this. Even though he won't drown in like something like this, but it does make it easier to check the water when it needs changing. Like, watch this blue one. It's hard to see down in the water, kind of. And then the blue one is also hard to tell as well. So, you know, because this water, it could be brown water, and really, you don't want your reptile to get something bacteria related. I'm not exactly sure what they would get, but you don't want them to get something bacteria related. So, instead, I like to use like lighter colored ones. Like this one I can easily see. Oh, I didn't need to use tap water. And then say something like Sunny, his is gray, like a light gray. So I can easily tell if it has dirt in it or something like that. Where a black one, it would be harder to see. Say if it has something like black in it. Y'all, it is the next day. It is 10:45. My dad is not home yet. He just got off the phone with us on FaceTime. He is at PetSmart right now. He went to a PetSmart in, he went to actually two PetSmarts because one didn't really have the kind we wanted, and then the other one had the most gorgeous kind that I wanted. So they had this really cool one with the white on it, and you know, it was just a really cool pattern. And then they had another one with another really cool pattern. So I'm still not telling you what it is because he'll be home really soon, so I want to keep it a good surprise. But the tank is still set up. He's also getting mealworms. Let's see, I got a nice cushiony place for him. He is gorgeous. I already saw him because my dad put it on FaceTime, like which one you want, and I picked a beautiful one. So we are going to wait it out and wait for him to get home. I gotta get the tank lid. I need something to put on the tank lid because I'd be afraid that he'd get out. I mean, he's too small. Like this is a really, really heavy lid right here, but this one is like a super light lid right here. So I'm gonna get something. I need to clean up my mealworm container and we'll wait for him to get home. I can't wait. So then I can introduce y'all to the new lizard. I have no idea what I'm gonna name her. Hey y'all, my dad just got home and he just handed me over the lizard. So we got the mealworms and then just some random papers, which I'll look at later. And then we have the lizard. He's so cute. It's a leopard gecko. I've kept y'all in suspense for this long. It's a leopard gecko. Another one. So, there's
Oh, he has blue eyes. Oh, he also has blue.
Yep.
What's his tail? Why does his tail look like that? Gosh, he's so tiny.
Oh, yeah, he is.
They're hard to tell when they're little, like.
Well, if it stays like it is now, it looks like a female. Yeah, it'll take.
Sunny isn't near us.
Now, one thing it looks like on his tail, it looks like he has a little bit of shedding troubles on his tail. So he's definitely adorable. I love
the stripe going down his back.
the spots.
I like the stripe
Yeah.
going down his back.
Now, one thing about leopard geckos, like, see, he don't like to be touched. Now, Sunny, I've kind of gotten him a little better about being touched. You know, like, he'll let us stroke him on the back and stuff, but it did take a little bit to get him used to that. But look at just how small he is. His
So
little
what did you
eyes.
decide to name him? He just does
I haven't
not.
decided
He does
anything
not look
yet.
like a sunflower. I'm telling you.
No, he doesn't. If I got one that looked more, had more yellow on it, which I can't wait to see what this guy's gonna look like when he gets an adult. But one thing about them is that, like, I love to find an old picture of Sunny, like on the first day
Honestly,
that I got him. He looked a lot different. Like leopard geckos, they change. Like he might even show up with some yellow, but I'm a little bit concerned about that tail right there. But I don't know, if it's just some stuck shed, I think we can fix that, but I'm not really sure about that.
I kind of have a
We'll
name that I think I'd like to call him, but of course
What?
it's your lizard.
What?
Dewdrop. I really like Dewdrop.
Dewdrop?
He's just so tiny, Dewdrop.
My sister also just suggested the name Luna.
Luna.